What's up, fam? Derek in the house, aka D33 Wreck and Fit. So today I want to talk about commitment, right? Commitment versus motivation. And if you guys haven't been following things like that, and if this is your first time learning this, this is just great information from what I feel. So, what is the difference between motivation and commitment, right? Motivation, simple, plain and simple. Motivation gets you going. Motivation helps you to take action, right? Motivation empowers you to want to do something. They're all the same thing, just phrasing it differently, okay? Commitment, but going back to motivation, hang on, let's stay there real quick. So motivation, we need that. You know, I don't care what anyone says. People say motivation is bullshit. Motivation doesn't get you nothing. Motivation, the main thing that motivation does, it gets you into what is called a peak state. It gets you into like a grind mentality, a hustle mentality, right? Motivation is something that you need to build up in your brain to keep fighting. Right? It needs to become a habit. Okay? Just like any other muscle, you need to know how to constantly stay on. You need to know how to constantly be motivated, pretty much. You know, but here's the thing. Most people, when it comes to motivation, it comes or go. They say, I'm not motivated today. I don't feel like doing it. You know, and that's where motivation becomes, where people say motivation is bullshit. Because when you depend on motivation when you depend on a day that you feel good to do something, it's not always gonna end up that way, right? Not always going to feel good, right? So that's why people say motivation is bullshit. But the truth is, guys, don't compare not feel like doing something to the word motivation. You know, you need to change that. There's so many different ways to get motivated, so it's just learning how to constantly stay on that, and not get off of it, right? There are different sources of motivation. All right, so what are some ways that you can stay motivated? Number one is incentive. Whenever you do something, always have something at the end of it that gives you a reward, right? An incentive. So always have something to achieve for, pretty much is what it's saying. But the thing is with that, what you want to achieve has to be much greater than not achieving it, right? It has to, like, you have to want the reward so much that just staying the same is not something that you want to do. And the thing is, a lot of people are actually comfortable with not achieving any goals. And that's where you get unmotivated. If you're stuck in that type of lifestyle where you're not achieving anything, not doing anything, of course you're not going to be motivated. You have nothing to go after. So it's very important to have a goal, have something that you want to achieve at the end, which is an incentive. And that goal has to be so important, more than staying the same. Like, it has to, like, think of it as it has to, you're in so much pain that you want to change, right? Like, the way you're living right now is not enough. Another source is friends or your support group. If you have a crappy support group, they don't support what you're trying to do, you're most likely not going to feel confident in doing what you want to do. It may end up that way, right? The people like they say, the people you hang out with the most, you're just the sum of them. You become just like them. You get similar traits without even knowing it, right? Your attitude and personality starts becoming like them without even knowing it. Another one is your attitude, right? Your attitude will depend on your motivation, because the way you think, the way you believe in yourself, your thought process, it's going to affect if you're motivated or not, So it's like talking about the realist versus the optimist versus the pessimist. Pessimists usually are realists, right? They look at the circumstances either for what it is or actually more worse than what it is, right? That's pessimist. The optimist usually looks at things greater than what it actually is, right? Or I said that wrong. So it's like the realist versus the optimist, right? The realists look at, it's like the pessimist versus the optimist. The pessimists look at things worse than what it is, than actually what it really is. Okay? The optimists look at things as it is, and that it can be better than what it is, right? Some people say it differently. Some people say that the pessimists look at things as what they are, while the optimists look at things as if they are better than what they are. Because what's the point of being realistic, right? Even though things are what they are and things suck and things are bad, it's better to be optimist and feel like, yo, things suck right now, but it's gonna improve, so keep moving, you know? So that's another way to stay motivated. So again, success is another way to get motivated, is when you're always constantly achieving something. So guys, all the motivational sources are there, and you can learn how to constantly stay motivated. You need to find a way to get you fired up every single day. You need something to be like, if you're feeling down, you need to be like, you need to catch that right away and say, fuck this. Like, I can't be feeling down right now. This is like, if you're a winner, you need to learn how to act like a winner and just constantly stay fired up. There's no bad days, right? You can't have bad days. And if you do have a bad day, find a way to get out of that rut, like right away, like instantly. Like, what I like to do is, in the first 15 minutes of my day, I try to wake up fired up. I try to wake up good to go. Like I psych myself up. I'm in my house like screaming like crazy and shit. But it works. You know, like, I read books right in the morning. I read self-help books, or I listen to motivational videos, like, you know, so I can learn and process something that empowers my brain right away. Like, you just got to, right? So when people say they're not motivated, you know, don't compare laziness or lack of not wanting to do something, motivation, because motivation is just a system to get you fired up and constantly go, right? But what's the difference? But so look at motivation that way. Commitment, though, you need to get past this whole motivation thing, right? Even though, like I said, you need motivation, you need to constantly get fired up, right? That's where commitment is a source of motivation, but a higher level of motivation. Because what it's saying is, even if you have bad days, even if you don't feel like doing something, even if things don't feel right, you're still going to do it, right? You're going to see it through the end. So that's what commitment is, right? And that's not saying that you don't have bad days, you don't get depressed, you don't stop. And there's, even though you're committed, you're gonna have days where you just don't feel like doing it, and you say fuck it, right? And I'm not saying you have to be 100% perfect. Like, again, you're still gonna have bad days, no matter how you try to motivate yourself, no matter how hard you try to stay on top of things. You're still gonna have bad days. You're still gonna have fuck it days, like, I don't feel like doing it today. But at the end of the day, that doesn't mean you're not committed, right? It's just the fact that, am I going to get back up right away? Even if today sucked, am I gonna get back up tomorrow and the next day and the next day, like that day did, like that bad day didn't happen? That is the mindset you guys gotta have, right? Just know that, of course, if you slack off in one day, it's gonna put your goals back. It's gonna mess you up, maybe a few, or a lot. It can. But that does not mean that it's the end of the world. That does not mean you're not committed. You just got to get back up like it didn't happen. But I really hope this helps you guys out. I really hope this changes your guys' mindsets, motivation and commitment, and whatever your goals are. I hope this like keeps you guys going to just achieve it and understand that you have to really want something, and your mindset has to be different. You have to be in a constant peak state, or put yourself in a constant peak state. And just know that this whole thing is a process. Being able to think like this, being able to work like this, run like this, like you're being turned on like this with this mindset all the time, it takes time. And me talking about this, it's not that I'm always able to get myself in a peak state. Again, I have bad days, but the thing is, I keep on moving, I keep on going, and it's all gonna work out, right? It's all gonna work out. So anyways, I hope you guys like this talk. I hope you guys like this video. It's very simple. Hopefully in the future I'll be more fancy with it, but for now it's just like a car ride, or whenever I have time, wherever I'm free, I'm just gonna be recording this. Empowering Thoughts, episode 1. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys like, comment, subscribe, and have a great, amazing Thursday. See you guys in the next video.